So it's been a little over a week since the release of Donda 2, and I just want to quickly make a video talking about this album because I feel like it's not really carrying the same weight that Ye albums once used to have, and I feel like there's a lot going into this album. I just want to make a quick little video sharing my thoughts, so let's just talk about it. So the album technically released in 2022, but this album was specifically only made for the stem player that was also released in 2022, right? What makes this interesting, however, is that this album is finally on streaming services. However, the version that we got is slightly a little bit worse than the version back in 2022, which I don't know why they made the changes they did, but it is a very interesting approach that they decide to go for. So the very first thing that came to mind upon my very first release is that this album feels rushed, and not necessarily rushed as in what we're hearing, more of the fact that we've heard a lot of these tracks before, and a lot of these tracks already do have released versions on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you get your music from. For example, City of God we've had before with Vivio Foreign, and this version under Donda 2 has that same song just censored, like voices, words, etc., things like that. And then we also have 530, which unfortunately it was butchered by AI. However, they removed that complete verse and it has like a shorter, like 3-4 minute version from what I remember. A lot of these songs have been unchanged, although it just feels out of place just because, like, with everything that Ye has been saying, I know a lot of them don't want to necessarily be like involved in Ye's camp anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen with Future. There's been talks about removing the album from streaming services, but since it is under a different name, I really don't know what's going to happen from here. Here's what makes this so disappointing about me being a very long time fan, and I'm sure I've said this a million times now, but I'm going to have to say it again. The fact that I grew up listening to Graduation, Late Registration, College Dropout, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, 808s, every single album that you can think of have been 10 out of 10, solid bangers. Everything is perfect, and then he's like tarnishing his legacy by re-releasing a worse version of Donda 2, and now the song that he dropped a couple days ago that I can't say the name of, involving a particular individual affiliated with World War II, let's just say that. It's ruining his legacy of like the things he was known for, producing, creating rap, all these like styles that, you know, evolved into what they are today. Juice WRLD, Future, Kid Cudi, all these artists that have clearly been inspired from him, right? And it sucks that like he's ruining all of this just because, like, I don't know if it's something that he wants to do now. He wants to pursue free speech. I don't know what his like vision is, but it is so disappointing to hear that, and I really hate this route that he's going down under. And I just wanted to like talk about this because I don't know what's gonna happen with his future. I don't know if he's like retiring now that he's releasing like all these albums he's worked on before. I really don't know what to think of it. All I can say is that I'm disappointed, and this is kind of the route that we're going down under as a longtime fan of Ye. Here's what I'll end it with, right? It feels wrong supporting and like listening to his music. I get it, but it's so like, how do you even put this? It definitely doesn't feel the same anymore, and I don't know if he's ever gonna work on Bully, the album that he mentioned a couple months back. It sounded great. He had a theme going on, he had a direction, although it sounds like he wants to do other kinds of music like the one we just heard earlier, and I really don't know where his like career is gonna go, you know, a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever it might be. It sounds like the Korea concert that he had planned is leaning towards a different direction. It might actually get canceled because he wants to include a certain song that he wrote. Again, it's messy, and unfortunately this is the worst time to be a Ye fan. I feel like deep down we all should have seen this coming, but the music's great, producing's great, everything about it has been incredible, and I really don't know what to expect. I'm gonna probably watch him from afar as a fan. I don't know if I'm gonna make any more videos about Ye. Again, I just want to talk about this on a quick little video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.